Hello everybody in my TOEFL class. Welcome back from Golden Week. It didn't really feel like much of a Golden Week this year with everything shut down, but I hope you could still relax a little bit and enjoy. Now I want to start to get into our first homework assignment, which feels like a long time ago, but I let you guys get together in groups and discuss your answers. Now I want to explain the answers to some of the questions on the first TOEFL homework. But I'm going to take a look first at everybody's responses, especially the group responses. And if there were any questions that had a lot of mistakes, I'm going to focus on those questions. Now, if there's a different question that I don't talk about that you really want to understand more, you want me to explain, just send me a message and I'll try to give you an explanation. Okay, so let's jump to the computer and take a look at those answers. Sorry about that, just having fun. How this will work. Now, instead of looking at everybody's individual answers, we're just going to look at the group answers that you talked about and decided together. I won't explain the answers to the questions if everybody got them correct, but I will explain the answers if there were many mistakes.
Structure and written expression.
Question 1, everybody got it right. Question 2, everybody got it right. Question 3, everybody got it right. Question 4, everybody got it right. 5 is correct, 6 is correct, 7 is correct, 8 is correct. 9, 10, 11, and 12, all correct. 13 is correct. The answer to 14 is C, so most of you got it correct. Only one group got it wrong, but that's okay. 15 is correct, 16 is correct. 17, 18, 19, 20 are all correct. 21 is correct. Uh-oh, 22. Look at that, we've got a lot of different answers here. So let's take a look at this one up close. Okay, 22 says, despite its appearance of fertile abundance, rainforests are fragile ecosystems. Now, most groups answered B, fertile, but a few groups answered C, rainforests, and one group answered A, its. So this one has to do with subject and pronoun agreement. First, let's find the subject of the sentence. Okay, the subject is its, however, that is a pronoun. What is its referring to? Its refers to rainforests. Now the problem here is that rainforests is plural, but its is singular. So we need to change its to their, and the correct answer is A. So only one group got number 22 correct. 23 is correct, 24 is correct. Okay, we've got a couple problems here, 26 and 28 on the right side. Let's look at each of these up close. First, number 26. 26 says, there was no pretension in either Stuart Davis's person or his painting. Both were straightforward, decision, and inventive. Now most groups answered D, decision, but a few groups answered B, and one group answered A. So I'll go ahead and tell you that D is the correct answer, but let's look at why. Now here we are describing Stuart Davis and his paintings with 3 words: straightforward, decision, and inventive. This is like a list, an ABC list. And in this situation, we have to make sure that they all have the same word form. Right now, we have 2 adjectives and a noun, so this is a problem. We need to make them all match. So we should change decision to decisive, an adjective. But most people got that one correct, so I'll give it to you. Let's look at 28. 28 says, a glacier is any mass of ice big enough to flow under their own weight. This is the same issue as before with subject and pronoun agreement. In this case, the subject is a glacier, and later on we see the pronoun their. But a glacier is singular, and there is plural. So we need to change their to its. What was that? So for 28, the correct answer is C, but that didn't get a majority. 29 is C, so that's okay. 30 is B, and that's okay. Reading. Now the reading part is a lot more difficult. We're going to skip the questions that everybody got correct, and we're only going to look at the ones that had some mistakes. Question 6, the correct answer is D, so that's okay. Question 8 has many answers, so let's take a look at this one up close. Question 8 says, according to the passage, William Morris, A, believed that contemporary tapestries were inferior to medieval tapestries, B, based his work on original designs, C, wove tapestries from pure wool, or D, opposed to the creation of new tapestry styles. So this answer is found in the 3rd paragraph at the bottom. And this is the sentence that's going to answer our question. Now, 3 of these answers are not written anywhere. A, believed that contemporary tapestries were inferior to medieval tapestries. That information is not given. B, based his work on original designs. That information is also not given. C, wove tapestries from pure wool. That's not written anywhere. D, opposed the creation of new tapestry styles. This is the only one left, and this is going to be the correct answer. Let's look at the highlighted sentence. In England, during the second half of the 19th century, William Morris attempted to reverse this trend and to bring tapestry weaving back to its true principles, those he considered to have governed it in the Middle Ages. So D says, opposed the creation of new tapestry styles. And the sentence says, William Morris attempted to reverse this trend and to bring tapestry weaving back to its true principles. So he wanted to bring tapestry weaving back to its true principles, instead of introducing new styles. So the correct answer here is D. Question 10 has several different answers, so let's take a look at it. Question 10 says, in contrast to 19th century tapestries, contemporary tapestries, A, are displayed in sets of panels, B, echo medieval themes, C, faithfully copy oil paintings, or D, are less finely woven. Again, most of these answers cannot be found in the reading. A, are displayed in sets of panels, no information about that. B, echo medieval themes, that's not written anywhere. C, faithfully copy oil paintings, there's no mention of that. So our last answer is D, are less finely woven. And this is actually written in the paragraph if we look closely at this sentence right here that's highlighted. It says, coarsely woven cloths. Coarse is the opposite of fine. So coarsely woven cloths means that they are less finely woven. So the correct answer is D, and most of you got that right. Question 12 looks like it has many different answers, but that's just because each group wrote the answer a little bit differently. So if we take a look at the bottom, we can see that all of these are the same except for the last 2 answers on the right. And the correct answer is finally wallpaper was introduced, which is most of you. Question 14, the correct answer is B. Question 15, the correct answer is A. Question 21 is a little bit more split, so let's take a look at this one. 21 says, add the following sentence to the passage. Novae, novi, novi, I had to look this up.
Stellar novae. Supernovae.
Hypernovae.
Novi.
Novae and supernovae.
Hypernovas. Novae. Whatever.
Novae and dwarf novae present more of a puzzle. Where should we put this? Line 2, line 11, line 13, or line 15? Now everybody answered B or C, and one of those is correct, so I'm going to get rid of A and D. Let's take a look at the paragraph. We want to put this sentence here or here. So let's read a little more closely. The first sentence says, astrophysicists are fairly well satisfied that they can explain the explosions of supernovae. So this means that the explosions of supernovae are well understood, and they are not a puzzle. Now the next sentence says, from recent investigations that have provided important new information about novae and dwarf novae. So this is where we're talking about novae and dwarf novae as opposed to supernovae. So there should be some kind of transition in between. And the sentence in our question, novae and dwarf novae present more of a puzzle. This contrasts with the first sentence, which talks about something that's well understood. So the correct answer is B. If we put these 2 sentences together, it will make more sense. Astrophysicists are fairly well satisfied that they can explain the explosions of supernovae. Novae and dwarf novae present more of a puzzle. This would be a lot more clear if we used a word like however, but that's too easy. Ooh. I feel like we were just in space. So question 21, the correct answer is B. And that's all the mistakes. So the class score is 50 out of 54. Good job.